Good evening and welcome into the news at 6. I'm Amanda Starrentino. Mark Mullins has the night off. First tonight, keeping jobs and enough income to pay rent and mortgages has been a struggle for many Hoosiers. About 250,000 people in Indiana actually are behind on rent and at risk of eviction because of the pandemic. WRTV's Stephanie Wade has been covering this issue for us throughout the year and follows one man through the steps of keeping access to rental assistance.
I lost both my jobs actually just because crowds couldn't gather and there are no fans.
Derek Smith Jr. works in the sports industry. He's worked for the Pacers, Colts, and more, both as a concessionaire and on the media side.
It's just been a hard transition just to really find work in the field because then it's like, I hear a lot of people say, well, if you don't like those options, you shouldn't have chose those jobs. But I chose this job because I love what I do. I didn't think the whole world would, literally stop.
He applied and received rental assistance through the city's Indy Rent program. That helped, but didn't last long as he was later hit with an eviction notice. So he called the Indiana 211 for help.
They directed me to a list and I just started making my calls and kind of, crossing my fingers, hoping I could find someone to just, help me out because I've never honestly been in a situation. Usually I'll have the wherewithal to, keep a job and, have most of my bills paid.
The Neighborhood Christian Legal Clinic was one resource that helped keep him in his home. They informed him of the CDC national moratorium on evictions in place that was also recently extended last week by President Biden through the end of March.
So really, that's the only reason why I even have a roof over my head now is that order. Like, I honestly wouldn't even know where I'd be.
Trying to keep the lights on.
Jobs aren't calling fast enough, even temp jobs, and I've exhausted the options that they said to exhaust.
Indiana is set to receive $448 million for rent and utility assistance in the latest congressional COVID-19 package. Smith is hopeful that money will soon get in the hands of people who really need it.
People are going through stuff they probably never gone through before. People have had to ask for help and ask for food and child care. So I got 3 kids of myself. I guarantee you no lawmaker is dealing with what I'm dealing with. I guarantee you no lawmakers having to call food kitchens to, figure out when they're giving food away.
Stephanie Wade, WRTV.
The city of Indianapolis has received nearly $29 million in federal funds for rental assistance. Leaders expect to bring a fiscal ordinance before the City County Council for approval next Monday that will deploy those dollars. The city also said in a statement to WRTV, quote, "We are heartened by the expansion of federal rental assistance dollars to better meet a need that we know has not gone away. We anticipate adapting the existing framework developed by the city to administer additional funds according to federal guidelines."